G'day guys, how you going? Tone and Flemo here from Beefing Up Australia on behalf of the Australian Horizons Foundation. So I've got Megan here, and you've got a farm that's a little bit different, and there's a lot of moving parts, but you're the brains behind it. How did all this happen? It's a camel farm. So, Camel Milk Farm and other things as well. Over to you.
Oh, thank you. It probably all just come off the back of watching an amazing film on camel milk.
Yep.
And I think Chris and I just realised the difference in camel milk, so we thought, let's see if that can be a business, and we just started from there. And we just started with a few camels and just dabbed in the market, and then it's just kind of grown into this.
Yeah, lovely. So,
we've got over 500 camels on the farm at the moment, but we've grown significantly in the last year.
And with expectations to grow even more?
Hopefully not too much more.
Right,
Things are bursting at the seams as it is. We've certainly we've made a lot of infrastructural changes in the last 12 months. So I think having 500 to 700 camels will be our sort of end goal. And we're sort of at that. We're just sort of now playing catch up. We've got the animals and they're breeding through well. We're just trying to keep building yards and everything like that, making sure that we're keeping up with the upkeep and maintenance of everything.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can't import camels into the country. So how do you go about getting these beautiful animals from the outback? You just go over there with your trailer and one of these bits of rope, sling and go, "Come on, mate, let's go."
That sounds nice. Almost. No, we buy camels from everyone. A lot of them come from the centre of Australia. People muster them. It could be with buggies and helicopters or whatnot, or they water trap them. Traditionally, a lot of station owners trap, so they just get the camels in. I usually get a phone call and say, "Hey, you've got a modern camels for your and then I go about organising a road trip to bring them down.
Beautiful.
And it's a bit of a process once they get here. As you can imagine, some of these camels have been roaming in the desert for a number of years, so they're quite wild. So once we get them, we just move it to the yard and try and settle them down, give them food, come them in. That's it's always the best. So once we settle them in, we don't like to bring them because they get quite interesting to train. They're just like having, I shouldn't say little teenagers, but it might be like that. They're interesting. So we try and bring them down without any babies afoot, and then the training begins from there. Long, slow and patient training.
Right, but with great results at the end.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So the qualities that's in camel milk, we're told that it's the closest to human milk that's out there. So do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So you're right. Camel milk has been said to be the closest milk to human milk. One of the more important things to the human milk is how digestible it is. So I believe a study was done, and they looked at the digestibility of camel milk and human milk, and they weren't just similar; they were exactly spot on. So that was really a good big tick for us to have that discovered and be able to say that's one of the benefits of camel milk. But not only that, it's naturally low in fat, low in lactose, higher in calcium, magnesium, potassium, and it doesn't contain whey protein, beta lactoferrin, which is.
I'm glad you said that. I didn't.
So BL for short is one of the more commonly known allergens that's in a lot of other traditional dairy milks. So I think a lot of people out there that are talking to nut milks or non-memory milks because they can't drink milk. But I think one thing that is producing real milk that is an actual dairy alternative for people. So I think that's the way we look at it too. Natural milk. The way we farm is quite different from other farmers as well, with keeping the puppies on them. So we farm with a difference in our milk. It's very different too.
They're a lot different. What other products do you have?
We have fresh milk market both in Australia and overseas. Quite a long way to working starts. We for a long time didn't come under the dairy food safe umbrella, but become export accredited. So we do our milk, we do camel milk powder, and we do our skincare range as well. And there are other products on the market that you can do cheeses and chocolates and all sorts of things. So I mean, the sky's the limit.
You can do everything.
You could do everything.
It's a lot more than just going to a fair and one Because up until this point, that's all I thought camels were good for.
Or putting a straw in their breath. Thirsty.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't
I couldn't try it.
Yeah, well, that's yes, we definitely do different things with the camels.
So, how do you sort of export it from here?
Oh, that's
Just to local places, or is it on big scales? How do you get it from here to the next place? Where can people get it? That's probably the question.
Everywhere and anywhere. I guess that's always been starting small because everything we do is much smaller. You know, we're not like the dairy industry with big networks. So we have trucks come to us a week. We do our retail milk on a Monday. And because we're only 2.5 hours from Melbourne, often we can find refrigerated trucks that can take us from here in Kyabram straight to Melbourne. And then from there, we can get it to an airport or a dock where it can be shipped around the world or flown as well. But where we are here in Kyabram, it's a bit of a food bowl. We've got some bigger factories around us as well. So the refrigeration trucks, we're a bit lucky in that sense that there's already a bit of a system of that, I suppose, that cold logistics chain moving around us. So we've just sort of jumped onto the edge of that and move forward that way.
Essentially, our export milk arrives in Singapore in 24 hours.
Quicker than it gets to Sydney.
Good, isn't
Quicker than it gets to Sydney.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been in transport long. We do like our naps from time to time. So. Yeah, that's right, we do.
Camel kisses are a real thing.
Very curious animals, aren't they?
Very
They are very clever. They can undo. Yes.
Is that right? Hey? Because, should I bite you here?
Get a squawk. Their squawk is interesting.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, they always act like they're being murdered.
Yeah.
Even though they love a good scratch, they act like we're murdering them sometimes.
So within the region, like you say, it's a good fruit bowl, and you with the logistics as far as the refrigeration, I imagine the community in the area
Looking very smart indeed.
has really come together.
Yeah.
Sort of welcome. What does community mean to you?
For us, community's been everything. I'm born and bred local of Kyabram, so I'm really lucky to have a family that gets around behind us, but the whole community get around behind us. Like, we've got a local shop in town. She's a florist gift shop, and she buys a lot of our skincare and supplies at the shop. So this time of year, everyone's looking to buy Australian, looking to buy local, and I think that for us just keeps this business going and really launched us out of the seat realistically. Like the shares on Facebook, the comments, the being along with it. It's easy just to scroll past on social media and not give something a like or not give it a share. But I think everyone locally gives it a bit of a plug. I think initially 7 years ago when we first started, everyone sort of looked a bit sideways and thought I was the weirdest person in the district. But I think
Have
now
they changed their tune on that?
absolutely.
Yeah, okay, good.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're no longer the weirdos.
And there's a whole generation of that say we went to the camel farm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just normal. It's the new normal now.
Yeah.
So we've still got some people that go, camel milk, I've never heard of that. And others are like, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah.
So after 7 years of just marketing the product and just probably the community has been a huge one, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think we would be where we are today without them. I know it was a local person that first told us a news station about us. And then that just went on from there. So yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
And within Victoria, do you guys go to farmers markets, stuff as
We
smaller scale?
We had a go. I've done a few small ones just around Stanhope here, and we've got to one in Melbourne. It's really hard for us, still being such a new product in that respect. We go to some bigger trade fairs and things like that now. We do like a natural expo, and we're going to Reefs there. So marketing the product probably more to the world as much as we can as well. Yeah. We did. Yeah.
Definitely.
It was more education than sales at the start. We went to Almore Field Days, Seymour Field Days, just so people could see a camel. We'd bring along a camel and taste some camel milk, but try on some of the creams. And yeah, it was a lot of education, and people were just like, I'm pretty sure they left and went, went home that night and said, "You wouldn't believe what I did today."
So a lot of it really comes down to word of mouth.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just sort of pick you up on Facebook, seeing you at the old places, and then someone going, "Well, I'll drink it,"
and also the knowledge that it's lactose free. It's close to
that's exactly what I was about to bring up.
Oh, Mark, that.
Absolutely. I think that side of thing, it just comes like, I think people like to buy things, but always just selling can be a hard sell. People don't like to be sold to all the time. Having a bit of fun and letting them know more about where their food comes from or how their products are made as well. I think that makes it an easier product to sell. There was no easy sell, believe me. Had to educate, but letting them know where their produce comes from. And up until COVID hit, we were full as well. So that was really good. So people literally come, touch, see, feel, sort of fairly transparent.
That's great. That's the big reason we're here to educate people.
Yeah.
It's like this to see that there's alternatives out there, but for us, I mean, it's a great thing to. But it's the experience myself to come and meet people myself, inspiring things. So this is got to get on the ground there.
Having a bit of a scratch. In all our paddocks, we try and grow a lot of feed, and then there's just these brown paddocks where they kind of wallow.
Yep.
And during the summertime, they'll walk up to the trough, splash it as much as they can until they make a big mud pan. And it comes like they come into this thick layer of mud on the tree. Yeah. Even the ball floats in the water troughs, they like to, the young ones try and they're like, "Oh, this is fun, I'll bounce this around until I chew it off." Very curious animals.
What do you reckon we'll head inside and see if we can get a little bit of a taste of this milk and see how the process is done from female? Yes, mate.
Yes. Awesome. Let's go.
Come on.
I'll have shots of your best camel.
Four shots, you think?
Beautiful.
No chasers are needed.
Well, there you go.
Let's have a camel bomb.
So it's a little bit whiter than cow's milk even, really. Let's see that there.
Does it froth up good in a large?
It does. It froths exactly
Leave it a little bit frothy in there too, isn't
I'm
it?
just shaking that because there was a bit of a fat layer there. But no, it does beautifully in coffee because it's a slightly hotter in salt. So it actually brings out the flavour of the coffee. So it makes a great latte, and you can have 2 or 3 and not feel bloated.
Oh, that's what we like.
So,
what do you reckon? Cheers.
1, 2, 3.
It's quite nice, actually, isn't it? Yeah. You're the milkman here.
It almost tastes
loves milk.
Almost tastes like milk used to taste.
Fresh.
There's something that was
that
was removed. That was removed years ago.
Want to have another little bit? Well, people are very surprised when they taste it.
It's lovely.
It tastes like milk.
What's the ad? I just want milk that tastes like milk.
Milk, yeah. It's milk.
And apparently that's camel milk these days.
Yeah, there's definitely something there that isn't in normal milk now.
I find that there's a slightly savourier taste, but it's sweeter. Even though it's lower in lactose, it's 30% less lactose, and it's naturally low in fat. There is, depending on the time of year too, it can have a bit more of an earthier taste, but it's still never unpleasant. And the more of the herd that comes in, the sweeter it gets, but it still maintains that low lactose.
And with yogurt, obviously you milk really, really old ones.
Well, overseas, you would just leave a can of milk under a tree.
Well, there you go.
Sun for 6 weeks.
Or do that.
So it doesn't even curdle like cow's milk. It changes. It'll separate and it becomes like a yogurt drink that they'll actually drink.
Oh, right.
So when the milk is off, it's not a curdle.
Yep.
It will separate and you can shake it back and it turns into some sort of a yogurty drink, which I've never brought myself to try.
So a longer shelf life.
Yeah, so naturally it's got a 21-day shelf life here.
Okay.
Just off the bat.
Off the bat, anyway.
But, I mean, if you're in, say, Saudi Arabia,
Mhm.
30th a day, you went, you'd still drink it and you would drop.
No.
That's bullshit.
No. So here we do sensory on our milks every week. We test a different batch and we test it after our use by date because we've got such a long one. I drink it 2-3 weeks out of date and it's still fine.
Oh, right.
So it has that ability
Yeah,
if the processing is done.
So it's more just a guideline.
Yeah, but certainly, 21 days,
Yeah.
if you've got it sitting in the fridge for 21 days, you're not drinking it. So,
Mm.
but it does change. It doesn't have the same sort of properties as cow's milk in the way it behaves. The same as making a cheese. It's quite difficult to make cheese out of.
Sound effects.
That was thunder, everyone.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah, on a sunny day.
And what about cheese?
So it's quite difficult to make cheese because of the lower fat content and because the protein structure is quite different.
Yep.
So to get the rennet and things, you have to get that out of Denmark because they make a camel rennet. It doesn't behave properly for cow rennet. So you can make soft cheeses. We've done a feta and it's amazing.
That's the better cheeses anyway.
They can do fetas and labs and those sorts of things relatively easy, but your hard cheeses, I haven't seen it done. And it takes a lot of milk to make a little bit. And so the cost effectiveness behind that. But we had a feta for quite some time and it was amazing. But we just don't have the spare milk to do that now.
So speaking of other products that we have, so not so much cheeses at the moment, but we've got hand creams and body washes.
And hand creams and body butters and lip balms. So camel milk, as well as being really good for gut health and the internal things, for the external, it's fantastic. It's loaded with lactic acid and alpha-hydroxy acids naturally. So all the stuff that a lot of skincare naturally or synthetically put in, it already has it. Well, it's great.
You've got to do it once a week, don't you?
So that one is that's a handmade. So that's just camel milk and saponified olive oil. Great for people with sensitive skins, dermatitis, eczema, because it has natural anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties. So a lot of people with psoriasis and stuff will paint that on and just leave it. And within a day or so it goes.
Okay.
And a lot of people get it in their scalp and that will wash their hair with that. Gentle for babies. It's a really gentle cleanser, but we weren't going to make soap, but we got asked for it. And then when the soap came, it became so popular, they were like, oh, can we have a cream? And so then we ended up releasing a skincare range, and we've just re-released with new packaging and we've just upgraded our camel milk content in there. So we've got a new range. The vanilla blossom is a new scent for us. The lemon myrtle we've had for some time. It's always been very popular, but we just launched this on the 25th of October.
Also very recent.
So this particular range is very recent. So we've been able to do, flip top caps and, can have our new packaging, so it looks far more superior, I guess, but we're really proud of it. We've been able to get nearly 20% camel milk in there, so you actually are getting the benefits of camel milk. But, loaded with shea butter and macadamia oil and all the really good things. So it's
all natural?
All natural.
All natural, there we go. That's what people like to know.
Australian made.
Oh, yes.
All Australian ingredients, Australian made.
And where can people get them?
So we've got our online store,
which
runs pretty hot, so people can get it delivered direct to their house. And we're also looking for new stockists. Obviously, we're about to attend some trade fairs and things.
There you go.
And hopefully you will see it in a shop near you soon.
So there you go. If you're out there and you want some of this in your shop to sell.
And what
is the lady to speak to?
What is the website?
So it's
that helps, doesn't it?
So www.camelmilkco.com.au, and there's an online store there, and you can log in there, and all our products are available. We try and ship within the first day to 2 days, so that you get it quite prompt.
Efficiency.
Yes. So our powder does really well. I'll show you this as well.
It's a new one.
We've got our freeze-dried camel milk powder. So this is a great alternative for those that don't have access to refrigerated logistics.
Like truckies.
There
you go.
Like people in Cunnamulla and Mount Isa and China, France. So we do a dehydrated or a freeze-dried camel milk powder. So it's dehydrated essentially. You add water, rehydrate it. We always recommend using a NutriBullet or a stick blender to get a really smooth consistency. But nutritionally, identical to fresh and raw, and it's pretty close on flavour. There is a slight alteration, but pretty close.
So you don't lose any of the nutrients?
No. So because we batch pasteurise, we only heat to 63 degrees for half an hour, which is the lowest legal limit for pasteurisation. So we don't damage the milk with excess heat. And then you'll freeze dry this, so we're not subjecting it to the hot spray dry process. So you still maintain, and people still get the same health benefits from this. Once again, Australian made and processed.
Lovely.
Packaged.
That's
yes,
it.
Yes.
Yep, love slipping that one in each time. It's important.
Well, it is very important
It is,
these days. But yeah, this goes all over the world, and it's it's very convenient. You get 2 litres. It makes 2 litres in a pack, so you can make up as little as or as less as you like. So that's our other. It's also available on the website.
There you go. Lovely.
So there we go. So we're all camel milked up. You'll all go home feeling energised.
I think so.
With beautiful skin.
With beautiful skin, that's
it.
right.
I might have something to actually combat the eczema that I get from time to time now.
Yeah, you can certainly give that a go. Actually, you do have a little try. This is very metrosexual. Careful.
There you go.
It's
my cut up
fresh, and the flies don't like it either. So it's a bit of a natural.
I mean, this is the way that Mum does it. I think you've got to get it right into the.
I'm sure you know, really.
Oh, it smells beautiful.
You're our next calendar boy, I reckon.
I usually say I'm a before model.
Before you can see the before and after this time.
Oh, lovely.
There you go. Have a look.
Isn't that amazing?
It's almost like a scented.
What do you think did this straight?
And you can feel it going in.
Yeah.
It doesn't leave you sticky. Once it soaks in, and you can actually put it on in. If you've got it sort of white, you just leave it and you watch it soak in. It's very, very moisturising.
Did we do our disclaimer after tasting the milk? If you grow a camel hump, it's got nothing to do with our milk.
Yeah, that's right. Or you start grunting, or you start grunting.
Well, that was already happening prior. So.
They're just on a different tone.
Yeah. At least I've got someone to blame it on now. Beautiful.
Yeah.
What does community mean to you?
So for me, I'm a bit of a ring-in in the Kyabram district. I've only been here 7 or 8 years, so I'll be never a local, I gather. However, I'll have to say it's been one of the most welcoming little towns. And I've been able to build my village here, and being part of this place, you can't go anywhere in town and everyone knows who you are, and it's a nice sense of belonging.
Oh, that's...
Yeah. So I think, we're very lucky to be in this little town and be part of something so unique, and I'm very grateful for that. I've been able to set up home, and, my family's very settled here.
Yeah, beautiful.
Felt welcome. Everyone
was good, and yet they've collected us, and our village grew, and now we're in the village.
That is awesome.
Thanks for sneaking back in here, Megan, to say goodbye to us, and we've got to thank you for having us today. We've had an absolute ball.
Absolutely. It's been lovely having you here and hearing more about what you do. It's not just to beef it up, but there's so much more to it. I just think the whole purpose and the drive behind it, I think we're already on board.
Oh, beautiful.
And T's been telling me all about you since you've made the contact. I just think, this is fantastic, and I hope to see more of it, and I hope everyone can get behind it as well. I love what you stand for.
Well, that's it. We love doing it as well because, we get to go out to places like yourself that, and promote it, have a great time. And, it makes us feel good at the same time. And
like a camel.
That's all right. Yeah. I live on a farm too, so.
Yeah. No, lovely.
Thank you very much. And don't forget the website, camelmilkaustralia.co.
No. Take 2.
Oh, no, I was guessing because I wanted you to fix it. Camelmilk.co.
No.
Again, take 3.
Camelmilkco.com.
It's annoying when you're a comedian. You just can't get the crowd to work with you, isn't it?
Let's read the fine print.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
camelmilkco.com.au. Send that to you.
We've rehearsed that.
Who's the marketing manager here?
Girl.
Well, there's your next advert, I think. All right, guys. Well, thanks again. And
our pleasure.
Yeah,
Thank you.
check these guys out and give the Camel Milk a whirl.
Safe travels.
See you later.
See ya. See ya.
Right, Flemo?
We're all groovy. I'm full of protein, healthy fats, incredible enzymes that are meant to go in the human body. How are you feeling, Tony?
Pretty good, mate. I've got myself some nice hand creams and some other stuff there that I will definitely be utilising. Bye-bye, camels. Bye-bye.
Uh-huh.
Yes, you have a lovely afternoon.
2 humps or 2? That's no, lots of fun. So
Look at the service. Well, thanks a lot, girls.
No worries.
We'll see you later.
See you another time.
Bloody oath. And that's all she wrote.
another fun adventure. They are huge, those camels.
They are, aren't they? You saw a couple of the bulls over in the paddock. Yeah, you wouldn't want to get in their way. You can sort of see why when the old truck and cars and stuff whack into them, they're a straightaway write-off, and you don't have bull bar anymore because there's a fair bit. Check out that over there, Flemo.
And as I was about to say, it's coming up to Christmas time, so you heard the website.
Have a look at that.
The presents are on their way.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's Santa Claus staring at.
Oh, it is too, yeah. And what's that next to him? His puppies.
That's Rudolph. You hope his nose blows it on.
Oh, wouldn't that be swell? Yeah, so anyway, I'll get this window back up before it gets a bit blowy, but learned a lot about camel milk today and how good it can be for you, especially for people that are lactose intolerant and those types of things. So jump on their website, which was Flemo.
It is camelmilkco.com.
That's right.
.au.
Yeah,
Got it right.
Got it right. So jump on there, you can order the products, and I think if you're down in Melbourne, South Melbourne Market, I think they'll
South
say.
Melbourne Market still has it, and plenty of places up in Brunswick, Preston, areas like that.
Or the Suave cases.
Yes, big places, but also the Middle East supermarkets up in that area because it's obviously a popular. The animals from their regions are they going to drink it because it's like the taste of home.
That's it. So that's it from us today. We're going to cruise on and